So when we do a topic like solving for a variable, what we mean is that we want to solve a formula or an equation for a specific variable, meaning that we want to basically rearrange the terms. So if you take a look at these equations down here, these three equations I got this one 4x plus 3 equals 15. I got that one ax plus b equals c. I got that one star x plus heart equals happy face. Can you tell that they're all the same types of equations? They all have the same structure. They have something that's being multiplied by x. And then you're going to be adding some other value, and it's going to equal some other value as well. So all three of these equations are going to be solved the same exact way. Let me show you what I mean by that. So when we solve these literal equations, equations with all variables, or when we solve a formula, what we really want to be doing is we want to solve this by undoing. Just like the regular equations that we did, we just want to solve it by undoing the equations. So if we think about that last one that we had, that ax plus b equals c, I want to undo this. So if I start with the x, what's going on is the x is being multiplied by a, and then I'm adding b. So let's undo this. So our undo is going to be to subtract b and then divide by a. But the problem is that when you subtract and you kind of divide these things, you don't get like terms. So while I subtract b from both sides, okay, over here they cancel, I get ax. But I can't combine a c with a b, so I leave it as c minus b. And then my next undo step is to divide by a, so I'll divide by a. And again, I don't know if a divides into the quantity c minus b, so I'm just going to leave it as c subtract b over a. That's the best I can do, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Let's practice a couple more. So if we want to solve an equation by undoing, solve for x. So I'm looking at this top left equation up here, looking at this guy up there, and I'm saying, well, what am I doing to the x? It looks like I'm multiplying by 3, subtracting k, and then multiplying by 2. So let's undo that. Let's start by dividing everything by 2. So that's going to cancel the 2's on the left side. I'm going to get 3x minus k equals, and I'm going to get something like m over 2. All right, it doesn't look pretty, but let's keep doing it. Now let's undo. Let's add k to both sides. And so like I'm writing over here on the right, I'm just going to really add the k to the fraction m over 2. And likewise, if I just divide everything by 3, I get x equals m over 2 plus k all over 3. Yeah, it looks kind of ugly, but that's our answer. Let's see if we can undo this next one here. It looks like the order of operations that I'm doing to the x is I'm multiplying it by 2, I'm subtracting the r, dividing by e, and then I'm adding a. So let's undo that. Let's subtract the a from both sides. 2x minus r over e equals w minus a. Let's undo by multiplying by e, and check out what I'm going to do on the other side. Because I'm multiplying the quantity w minus a times e, I'm just going to put the e on the outside. I'm going to write it like I'm distributing, but I'm not going to distribute it. I'm going to leave it like it is. Then I'm going to add r to both sides. So I get 2x equals e times w minus a plus r. Yeah, it looks kind of messy, but these typically are. You do get messy answers. W minus a plus r over 2 is my final answer. It's about the best I could do with that. Now, this was one that was actually on that state exam, the Regents exam at the end of the year. It is a formula. It's the formula for the area of a trapezoid, where h is the height, B1 and B2 are the bases, and A is the area of it. And we want to rearrange this formula. We want to solve it for the base that we're going to call B1. So if we think about that B1 for a minute, it looks like we're adding B2. Then we're multiplying by H. And then the 1/2 means we're multiplying it by a half. So let's undo this for a little bit. So if I'm thinking about the undo, now you also probably remember from previous lessons that you can clear out the fraction. So I'm thinking I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 to clear the fraction out. Then I'll divide by H, and then I'll subtract my B2. So let's go through those steps. Let's multiply both sides by 2, and that's going to cancel that out there. So now I get 2A equals H times B1 plus B2. Let's divide by H. So we get 2A over H equals B1 plus B2. And now we'll subtract B2. And again, I'm just going to kind of write it on that side. 2A over H minus B2 equals B1. There's our answer. So hopefully you see that this undoing process can be extended not just to an equation where you're only solving for x, but you can rearrange a formula to solve for any variable.